Don't like to hate, truly. At least I always try to look for the good movies. I don't know about this guy. But I'll give it to you straight. If there's genius in this movie, maybe we're idiots.
What's up, everybody? In this episode of the CRWN Cinema Podcast, we're going to watch David Fincher's new movie, The Killer. It's based on a graphic novel and it just released like a few days ago. And if you haven't seen it or heard about it, it's about a solitary, cold, methodical, and unencumbered assassin, hitman, my type of movie.
Yep.
He's a killer who waits in the shadows, watching for his next target. Yet the longer he waits, the more he thinks he's losing his mind, if not his cool. I think something bad happens, like the hit gun goes wrong and he has to try to escape or something like that. But this is my kind of movie. Hitman. I always love Hitman movies.
You do.
I always think of Pittman movies.
Big fan of the movies. Yep, I'm surprised we haven't watched like a Jason Bourne movie, but we did see the Tom Cruise movie. I already forgot the name of it.
Which one?
Him and Jamie Foxx, and he's the hitman.
Oh yeah, Collateral.
Right, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but so based on a graphic novel. So I wonder if it'll stay true to the novel.
We will see. I will say I watched Gone Girl not that long ago.
Yeah.
Which is also based on a book and directed by David Fincher.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. For the first time. And damn, talk about making you scared to get married. Don't watch it before the
right before the big day.
Yeah, don't do it because you're gonna get nervous.
David Fincher does like his dark movies.
He does.
He makes a lot of dark movies.
Yeah.
I mean, he made Zodiac,
Seven, Fight Club,
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
That's
I haven't seen that.
movie.
You've seen that?
It's been a long time, but I remember thinking it was badass. I don't even remember like the context of it. I know it's a girl with a dragon tattoo.
Yeah, with James Bond.
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
But I haven't seen much of this. I've seen the trailer of it.
I don't even know what this is about. I mean, I know you just told me, but like I don't know the cast. I don't know anything, so
let me read the Wikipedia real fast.
So it means it must suck.
Well,
rough start.
if I look at this correctly, it says here that the box office was like $300,000 it made in the box office. It's also a Netflix movie, though, so they're not really aiming for that. But yeah, so the box office, it says $362,000, which is a fucking flop. But it's also a Netflix movie, so most people probably just opted to watch this thing on Netflix. That's crazy, though. Made almost no money. Think about that. Let's see how many people that is. Is that 3,000 people? Think about $10 a ticket. 3,000?
Let's see, yeah.
I don't have a calculator. There's no calculator on the iPad. Did you know that?
No, that can't be right. Just swipe down.
I'm telling you.
What?
You have to buy an app. Yeah, that's whack. Anyway. All right, yeah, but I haven't seen much about the movie. Netflix movie. I think it's in the theaters. We could have seen it in theaters, but
okay,
it's a little easier to watch it in here.
Yeah.
At the studio.
Yeah. When did it come out?
November 10th. Yeah, this year.
This year?
Like literally just released.
That is so weird. I do not. Maybe if I saw a trailer, I'd recognize it. But if I saw a David Fincher movie was coming out, I think I'd remember. That's so weird how that just slipped by.
Well, it hasn't really been marketed too much, I don't think. I've seen the trailer just on Netflix because not Netflix, on YouTube. I mean,
makes sense. I mean, Killers of the Flower Moon wasn't really marketed that well. Like, I just didn't really see many people talking about it, like Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wonder if it's because maybe the theaters are still recovering from COVID. A lot of people still aren't really going to the movie theater. So I wonder if these companies aren't spending that much money on their marketing efforts.
I don't know.
Because marketing on TV is expensive as shit. Maybe it might be cheaper now than it used to be, but still, in order to promote a movie on primetime television, it probably costs you quite a bit of money.
Yeah, well, I mean, and you say it's already on Netflix. I mean, that's where they already got their money.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was looking up today.
You know, Netflix paid so much money for a David Fincher movie based off a book.
Yeah. I wonder if it'll be graphic novel because it said it was based on a graphic novel. So I wonder, if it'll be stylistic or just clean cut David Fincher. I was looking up the other day.
Wait, what are you looking up right now?
I was looking up how many people have Netflix. Because I want to see how, what is it, like $12 a month to have Netflix. So $12 a month isn't that much money. If you think about $240 a person a year.
Mm-hmm.
So how are they making all these giant big budget movies? But it's because they have 247 million paid subscribers.
Yeah.
And so the revenue they generated was $31 billion. Hold on. Last year, Netflix produced 891 original productions, generating $31.61 billion in revenue, which gives them a net income of $4.49 billion. They still made $4 billion.
They're at the top.
I mean, if you have 247 million people, that's almost everybody in the United States.
Yeah. Feels like they're just buying anything, though. Anything and everything they can get their hands on. If the script sounds good, like, they'll take care of it. Like, there's like Netflix originals. But that's just how it's going now. I mean HBO's doing the same thing.
If you have 31 billion, you can take chances because
Exactly.
Netflix is really the only company that's out here making original movies. I guess this movie's not an original because
there's a good amount of HBO originals, but like
HBO too. But HBO is also a paid subscription. You got to pay the premium to get HBO.
Mm-hmm.
Even before it was a HBO Max. So I don't know. Should be good. Shall we go watch it?
I'm down. Yeah, if you are.
All right, let's go. And we're back. We just watched The Killer. And I was pretty let down, to be honest with you.
Shitty.
Not good.
Shitty. Listen, I think that in a way it's trying to like show you just the most realistic assassin movie ever because we've been so spoiled by like the James Bonds, the Jason Bournes, the John Wicks.
Even like we mentioned before, The Collateral is not a crazy movie, but it still is intense and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, but like even Tom Cruise's character just feels like in a way he just has a little bit more control over the situation and can anticipate a lot better, which is what you expect from a Hollywood assassin movie, and you do not get that. It's like this guy watched a bunch of those movies and decided I could do that.
I could totally do that.
Yeah.
And then the realism kicks in that, hey, it ain't that easy, bro.
No, so it takes about 21 minutes and 40 odd seconds for him to finally go for the first kill. This is after 21 minutes and 40 odd seconds of him just talking to himself.
And most of it was him in the same room.
Yeah.
Like he didn't move. He moved a little bit, but majority of that 20 minutes, 30 minutes was him
doing yoga or sleeping or like looking out of the sniper rifle. But it's just him and his thoughts. And you're just thinking like, damn, like this is about to be crazy.
Yeah, bro. He's like in it, bro. You're in his head. You see how methodical he is.
Yeah, he even does the whole like, I listen to music to like
keep the mind focused.
Yeah,
something like that.
And you're just like, oh, he's good. He's about to be so good.
The movie's called The Killer. And also, he talks about how good he was, too, before. He was talking about how...
He's done it for a decade.
Yeah, and he's talking about how it takes a lot to... It takes the ability to endure boredom to have this job, which is something that's true with snipers, like American snipers, because, like the movie American Sniper. What's his name is...
Bradley Cooper?
Who he plays, what's his name? Chris Kyle.
Thank you.
Chris Kyle.
That would have been really bad if we didn't. If one of us just didn't know that.
Somebody was explaining why Chris Kyle was so good at being a sniper because he's regarded as the best sniper to ever be in the military. They said the reason why is because what makes an amazing sniper is somebody's ability to stare down the scope for hours. They said he would sit there with the scope, watching his target or wherever he had to shoot for just hours. We'll just sit there and watch. Most guys have to get up, they have to look around, like you have to do something stimulating, but Chris Kyle didn't have to. So that relates to this movie, how this guy's like, you have to endure boredom as he just sits there waiting.
Yeah, and, he like tells you he's already been there for 5 days. Just doing this exact thing for 5 days. And he's like, I got 2 more days tops. It's like, damn, I couldn't do that. fuck that.
So it seemed like he was very competent, but he messes up a lot throughout the movie, and there's definitely early signs of him kind of being incompetent a little bit. Like, he's obviously a competent killer, but he messes up quite a bit in this movie. Yeah. And the early signs of him messing up was him dozing off, falling asleep, when it seemed like he was trying to stay awake. Like, he jumps up, he's, oh shit, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
So
it's just, yeah, it's weird. I think I even can't remember if I said this out loud or if I thought it to myself, but I was like, oh, we're just watching like the most stressed out killer.
yeah.
Like the most stressed out assassin ever. Like, he's just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh. Like, he doesn't say these kinds of things, but like you can just like see in the way he's acting, he's like,
yeah.
like,
and you can even hear it in your own head because you've heard him think.
Yeah.
So you're like, I guarantee in his head right now, he's like, oh fuck.
like the movie's not showing you like how like stressed out he really is. It's only like when he's in calm moments where he feels like he's in control, where it's like, yes, anticipate, don't improvise, like, and boom, tackled by steroids.
Yeah, it's just, the movie's very underwhelming to me because it shows all this methodical process in him waiting and the build up to these kills, and then he messes up, kills sloppy. Nothing really happens too much within the progression of his story or like about him. It just kind of like things get brushed over very easily.
I think, yeah, like maybe the story itself isn't like important in this movie so much as just like trying to explain and explore like what a person like that is thinking.
Yeah, I understand what I understand what David Fincher is trying to do, I think, where he's just showing you the mind of a killer who's really not that committed to being a killer. He has to constantly recite mantras to himself. He has to constantly remind himself what he's doing. He's having trouble successfully making stuff. He's botching kills. Like the first kill, he botches it. So I see he's just kind of like going through the mind of a killer who's not really invested, really, I guess. Or maybe he's starting to second guess himself.
A killer that's just trying to get out of it.
But I don't even think he's trying to get out of it. I think he's just starting to question his line of work. He's kind of like, I don't know if this is for me.
Yeah, because you keep hearing him say like, don't show empathy. Empathy is weakness.
Yeah, because he's definitely he's not at the part of wanting to quit at this point, but it's starting to creep into his mind because he still does kill people. What's crazy about the movie is that he is a killer, and you get reminded quite a few times that he is just a hitman and he has no regard for anybody's life. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of characters in the movie that you don't think are going to die, and he kills them. You're like, oh shit. Like the old lady getting her neck snapped. I was like, damn, I didn't think he was going to kill her.
I knew he was going to kill her. I don't know. Like, he's going to kill her because he can't afford witnesses, and she told him, like, yeah, like, whatever you do, don't make me just disappear. Like, I have kids. I need them to, like, give me a funeral, know that I'm dead, know that it was clean. And so what did he do? He broke her neck and threw her down the stairs.
Oh. I thought what he said is, okay. Damn, I thought she thought he was going to sacrifice, or not. I thought she was begging him, hey, don't kill me, please, and also don't make it look like I killed this guy to protect yourself. I need to be with my kids. I can't just disappear. I see. I missed the funeral part, I guess. I didn't hear her say the funeral part, so that does make sense now.
The funeral. No, she didn't say anything about the funeral. But she did say, like, I have kids. I can't just disappear.
I see.
Like, they need to think that I, like, just lived a normal life.
Yeah.
Which I guess was, like, a TA or a receptionist of some sort for, like, the dean.
She could have been the one person that he kept alive because he hired, that was that guy's employer.
That was the professor that ended up like starting this whole hitman club.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, so
that's
she
why
already knows who he is. Maybe not his face, but like she would be the one person you would let live. Like he would let live, but still no. No, I would disagree because she's like the one person you cannot let live because she has access to everything about you. She's in on it too, though.
She is, but like
she would be going to prison too.
Think about another killer steps on her doorstep and is like, show me the records of so-and-so. She's going to cave. She already did for him. Like she already gave him, like she already gave him 4 names.
Good point.
So like if another killer came up and like did the same thing to her and like put that pressure on her, she would totally give it. So like, yeah, if I'm a killer,
I mean, you really, once that happens, if you're the lady, you have really no option because
just
you
a
don't.
terrible business to get in if you don't have the stomach for it.
Horrible.
Which she obviously doesn't. He pulls that gun on her, and she's like, oh, and it's like, come on, you never saw this coming.
You literally set up contract kills.
Yeah, like you knew your boss was running like this guild of murderers.
So if she's in that if you're in that situation, like that old lady was, you are either gonna say, no, I'm not giving you the files, and he's gonna kill you, or it's like, okay, yes, I'll give you the files and help you out, because he's like, well, that was easy.
Yeah,
she's gonna do that to me, like you just said.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's really no good option for her. She's a goner.
Yeah, all you can do is pray that like somehow this whole killer organization just goes as smooth as it can until until the day you finally die like a very peaceful death.
Just make your money.
She did get a peaceful death, all things considered.
Yep, quick and easy.
He made her boss drown in his own blood.
Yeah,
that was a brutal one.
And that was probably the worst mess up where you're like, this guy is not very competent.
Yes, because that was funny though.
Yeah,
he like he staples him. And then he falls to the floor. And
he has like 9-inch nails that he puts through the guy's chest.
He's like non-smoker, about 180 pounds. He has about 6 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, he'll bleed out in like 6 to 7 minutes.
And then at the end of that sentence, you just see the guy go, and he just looks at him. He's like, "Fuck." It was like if Jason Bourne had done that, or, oh my God, James Bond. Like if they had done that. They would have had it down to like the second. They would have gotten all the information they needed.
But it seemed like it was going to be correct, and he should have known that because the whole movie he's talking about the numbers, the statistics. He knows all the little details, like there's this many McDonald's in the shop to get this many grams of protein, so I know where to go when I need to get a quick food for $1.
You know what? He's really bad with weight when you think about it, because then he does kind of the same thing. He's really bad about just like, I guess.
He has really bad people skills.
You could say that because so he looks at this guy, pretty much his boss, and he kills him and he staples him 3 times in the chest, and he believes that because of like how much he weighs, the lifestyle that he's lived, he's got like 6 to 7 minutes. He doesn't last 2 minutes.
No, not even 2 minutes.
No, not like maybe over a minute. Like,
yeah.
And so then you're just like, oh, wow. I mean, he was so off on that one. Then he goes to Florida because at this point he has tracked down the killers. He's got them. He can find them. Tracks down one that lives in Florida, and he's just like this roided up, but he doesn't even need roids because he's already like 6'8",
looking like The Rock.
Yeah, ginormous. But this guy has like a pit bull living in his front yard. So his plan, because this is Hollywood, you don't just shoot the dog anymore. You just got to like put it down.
I thought it was funny too they picked it to be a pit bull because that's like the easiest dog to kill because everybody just assumes that dog is already aggressive.
There's an audience for people who have been like, yeah, like pit bulls deserve it.
At least somebody's been semi-tied to him, not directly. They've heard a story or like heard of a story
of how bad pit bulls can be.
And just of a pit bull getting put down because it was too aggressive. So like people are a little bit more okay, I think, with pit bulls dying. Like imagine if it was your dog Foxy or Lady, Golden Doodles. You're like, don't you fucking touch that dog.
Yeah, like we know it's not even in their blood to cause harm.
No, so you have to make it just a pit bull, but
yeah. Right. But he gets to the killer's house, and so he like buys this meat and puts a shit ton of like knockout drugs in it essentially.
Yeah.
Throws it over, but as he's doing it, he's like, the average pit bull is like 40 to 50. The average pit bull is 40 to 50 pounds. This one looks like it weighs more.
Yeah.
This one looks like it weighs more. And like throws it over, and then we didn't even like totally understand like kind of what was the gist of this movie, that he's like imperfect.
Yeah.
And he like isn't the best with his calculations. But I remember either you looked at me or I looked at you, and you were like, the dog's going to wake up.
Yeah.
Like he didn't give the dog enough medicine.
Yeah.
And as soon as it was said, I was like, he didn't give the dog. He didn't know how long the guy had to die. He doesn't know how much to give the dog.
Yeah, why would you not just overload the fuck out of the dog? Like overdose it heavy. Don't match it to its weight. Just give as much as fucking possible.
I think it just kind of goes back to like what was said at the beginning of this podcast. Like, it's like this guy just watched a lot of movies and just wants to be the coolest killer.
Yeah.
He wants everything to be perfect. He wants it to, like, by the time he closes the gate after he's smoothly killed the 6'8" Rock, Volume 2, that, like, once the gate closes, that's when the dog wakes up. And then he just smoothly walks to his car.
I guess. Odd, though. I would just shoot the dog or something if I was
worried about it. Dude, if I'm a real deal killer, let's be honest. Like, I don't care about. I'm killing.
It's gone.
I'm killing humans out here that I know for a fact have families that will throw them funerals, and like family lines have just been destroyed. But I don't give a damn. Like, dude, no. Like, I'm sorry about your neutered pit bull.
Yeah.
But I'm also not that sorry because I'm a killer.
I thought it was a nice touch when he buys those sleeping drugs to drug the dog. The concerned look on the cashier's face when he's buying 3 things of sleeping pills, a 40-ounce, and something else I forget.
It was a 40.
Oh yeah, it's 40
ounce for the.
I know, but he bought a bunch of sleeping pills of 40 and something else, and she's kind of like, "Damn, you're fucking struggling."
I didn't even see that, but that would make so much sense.
Yeah, her face looked a little concerned. When he's
like,
buying.
I'm killing him. I can't stop him. But this all points to death. This all points to suicide.
Yeah, I was thinking if you see that in real life, a cashier, if you're a cashier and somebody's clearly buying some sketchy shit, mix that shit together, it's a bad recipe. Do you say something? Do you just ignore it? Do you hope that... I think it's just a coincidence that all these things are being bought together.
No. I think there is like something in place to where like you're supposed to stop it.
Really?
Yeah, like I think a cashier can like look at that and make the call.
I wonder what what's the barrier? Like what's the line where you go too far?
I think you can't just buy a shit ton of alcohol and a shit ton of pills.
It's a free country.
Yes, but like there's still like there's still guidelines to preventing suicide.
Okay, let's say you could be like, well, my wife is sick. I'm buying her these medications, and also me and the boys are going out tonight. Just so happened to be the same thing.
You're going out with your boys when your wife is sick?
Look, I didn't say I was a good husband.
Yeah.
I'm giving her the medicine. She'll be fine.
Yeah, that's when the cashier is going to get judgmental on you and like start giving you life lessons. Like,
listen, man.
Well, maybe you should go put up the beer.
Yeah.
Maybe get like some chicken noodle soup or something.
But it's Friday. Yeah, but it was...
That's funny. I did not catch the cashier like giving the
it's just very
look,
subtle.
That would make so much sense.
Yeah, her face just looked a little bit like...
I would do that. Like, what you would do that even if you didn't stop them, but like you would if somebody bought like a 40-ounce and a shit ton of painkillers and God, what was the third item? It also looked kind of sketchy. I think.
I don't. Oh, the ground beef.
If I'm,
it was ground beef for the dog.
I mean, I get that, but like, I swear, I thought I saw like Swisher Sweets.
I don't think he bought Swisher Sweets.
I did. I thought that he's buying.
I don't think so. He did buy the ground beef though.
Well, he had a lighter.
Okay.
For the bomb, so maybe he got like Swisher Sweets to make it look less suspicious.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, that's a thing. Yeah. That's the rule. There's like certain things you can't buy because it looks like you're about to like make a bomb. Like it's either suicide or like you're about to like go and kill somebody. Like they can like not sell you certain things.
Yeah, you go to get like
whenever you like start adding it up and you're like just regular civilian mind like, people definitely can like combine some of these things and kill some. You could blow up a house with this.
Yeah, and when he went to Home Depot, he paid those Mexican dudes to go inside and buy the stuff for him to kill I think it was chapter 2.
Yeah.
So I looked it up. We did miss the chapters. Me and Gray were watching this movie. There's 5 chapters of the movie. We
missed 2 and 4.
We didn't see 2. It skipped to 3. We're like, what the hell? Did it just skip to 3? And then it skipped to 5, and we were so confused. But I guess just so happened me and you both looked away right as
it must have been a coincidence of happened. Me like going to like look at my phone because it went off.
Or I just glanced over at you.
But then like I went and like drank some wine, and then maybe you looked away, or maybe you looked at your phone or something.
Yeah, because I think every time you looked up, I looked at you and then like looked away and then looked back at the movie. So I guess during those times, perfectly synced, we just missed the title.
That's impressive.
That is
we missed
impressive.
2 of them, and like those titles,
they're not that quick. I mean, they're not super quick.
Yeah,
they're not
like,
long, but they're not.
it's like a good 2-3 seconds, I'd say.
Yeah, whatever. But
So shame on us.
the movie, it was just boring. It was just boring.
I won't say boring. I won't say boring. But
I was waiting for it to be over.
I know that this is not your type of assassin type movie.
No, you call a movie The Killer with the Hitman, bro? I want to see some fucking gunslinging action.
Now, we did get a pretty badass fight scene in Florida.
The Rock was pretty badass.
The Rock was dope. There is a tough part in that fight scene, though, that I saw. And I was like, yikes.
Yeah, it knocks a guy over, falls on a table, it breaks, and a sharp leg right up the ass.
But he gets up.
But before he gets up, he slides down it and like leans back and gets up. And as he's walking, just drip, drip, drip.
He was pretty good about the pain, though. Let's be honest. The way he took it.
Like a champ. Like a champ.
Some would say, like, maybe it wasn't his first time, but
maybe not.
hey, I mean, this is Florida. Like,
crazy shit happens down here.
Crazy shit has happened, yeah. But, so you got, like, that good fight scene. Oh, my God. What other fight scenes were there?
That's the only fight scene.
Only fight scene.
There's nothing else. It's just him killing him and messing up. Except for the final death, he does finally avoid a mistake.
Yeah.
Finally.
Maybe he's getting better. Because, like, he started off terrible. But then the second one's pretty smooth. He gets the guy to, like, take him to the drop zone.
That one was clean. Yeah,
that was clean.
That was clean.
Third one, bad. Fourth one, I don't know how to put my finger on this, really. He wasn't terrible. There was just, like, little shit.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't mess up. He killed him every time, but he was like, success. And it's like, well, I guess. I mean, I don't know if I'd call it success. I mean, job done, but.
Yeah.
I'm curious if David Fincher, if the movie's purpose is because he botched that first kill, maybe it was his first loss. And now he's dealing with it and can't recover. He's like,
he's never down spiraled before.
Yeah, and he was down spiraling bad in this one. So I think it would have been a little bit more effective if that was what the play was just showing this guy suffering from his first loss and struggling with his first loss of botching a kill. They should have showed a success. I wanted to see him. We never really got to see him be a badass. Like, he never once was like a fucking badass killer.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, back to that last thought, like him down spiraling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just he's making mistakes. Think about when he goes and visits his boss, the professor, or the dean, whatever. And the professor looks at him, he's like, what the fuck? Like, why'd you come back? He was like, why'd you go home? He was like, I didn't think you were actually going to go home. Like, somebody fucks up as bad as you, they just disappear, and, like, that's it. Like, I'll hunt them down. But he's, like, looking at him, he's like, why are you doing this? Like, you could have just failed the mission. Like, you've made more than enough money. You could go live a life scot-free. Like, nobody's going to find you. And, like, I don't know, thinking about, like, when he said that, like, I know he wasn't talking much, but, like, I feel like his face was kind of like, fuck, like, why? Why did I, like, this could have been way easier.
Yeah, he messed up once and just started panicking.
Yeah.
And just couldn't think straight and was just like, let me just go home, escape. And he just started making mistake after mistake after mistake.
Yeah. Like, let me go home and, like, find the wife or whoever the girl is that he obviously is in love with. And maybe, all right, let's go. But then you also got to think he's not totally dumb because, like I told you during the movie, he doesn't fly home the night he's supposed to, and then he misses the killer by, like, either a morning, a day, whatever. So, like, he's not totally dumb. But, like, I don't know. The professor does make sense. He's like, dude, you fucked up. Like, you know protocol to that. I've made you do it before. Like, I've made you go after hitmen that fucked up. So he was like, all you had to do was just not go home. And I did not think you would actually go home because I thought you were smart. But then you did go home. And now you're here.
So the
That's
killers...
really stupid.
So the killers came for him after they found out that he was going home?
The killers are going after him because he botched the hit.
And so they found out that he was going home, so they went to his house. And the reason... since he took a flight late...
Well, maybe who knows? Like, they're either going there to take care of him, kill him. They find out he's not there, so maybe the wife's there. Maybe they think that he came home and then, like, skipped town. So they're going to interrogate her.
Yeah.
You know? That's the only thing I think of, but...
Yeah, so the it's a revenge movie, right? He's trying to get vengeance.
No doubt.
But they don't really give you any reason to really care for him. Or care why.
Or the wife, really.
No, you kind of just like,
you don't get anything.
After you watch him just kill an innocent woman, a prostitute.
Innocent, nonetheless.
Innocent prostitute. He just kills her. Straight up. That doesn't really give you any reason to care about him. Like, he's the main character, but you're kind of like...
I mean, let's be
honest,
honest,
this guy just fucked up.
We did not care about him.
No.
Like, I was kind of digging the whole, like, we're in his mind thing, but he also just kept repeating himself.
And then he's just doing
repeating
what he said.
Yeah, he keeps saying, anticipate, don't improvise. The whole movie was him improvising because he kept messing up so bad. So maybe, I think that's all it is. I think this is the first time he's ever botched a kill.
Yeah.
And so he's having to improvise, but he doesn't know really how. But, like, he kind of does because I guess he wins. Spoiler alert, he wins. He does make it back to his wife and gets to lay by the beach or whatever. But, like...
What's also frustrating about the movie is that, okay, botches all the stuff, right? And then at the very end, there's no real justice and nothing really resolves itself. Like, he talks to the billionaire
who put the hit on him
and doesn't even admit that he did. At the end, he's like, I thought it was just like easy peasy. Like, I didn't know.
Didn't really think it would ever come back to haunt me because he's surrounded by billionaires. He thinks he's untouchable.
So why did the
didn't
killer
he kill
not?
him?
Yeah.
Beats me, dude. I guess because it might go back to the final person he killed, the woman, who I like to call the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
It's because she's, like, telling him, like, I guess she got in his head. She was like, yeah, and it's what, just like that senator? Like, oh, you just happened to miss or something? So she's telling him, like, it's obvious that you're getting soft. But I don't know. We don't really get much more than that to, like, go off of.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's more if you rewatch it, more signs. Because honestly, like, as the movie kept progressing, I started tapping out of it more and more. I just really wasn't invested in the movie too much.
I stayed as locked into it from the beginning as I did the end, but, like, there wasn't much, to me, there just wasn't much depth to anybody in this movie or the story itself. Like, it's a killer on vengeance and you kind of hear his thoughts.
Yeah, the real depth is just hearing his thoughts and getting inside the mind of a killer, who's almost kind of relatable because you can see his struggles of him trying to do this. He's like having to say these mantras over and over again.
Yeah.
But
he likes to listen to music. He wants to, he's fallen in love. Like,
he also likes kids, and he like, oh, and like the little cat, he feeds the little cat. Whenever the lady, when he's first opening scene, he's like looking down at the city of Paris in that WeWorks space, and he's waiting for his kill. He's waiting for the guy he's gonna kill to walk out, but he sees a lady feed a cat, and the cat runs up and she pets him, and he kind of smiles at the cat getting pet and being fed. He looking through his scope without the gun, just looking through his scope, and he sees a little girl walk by with her dad or something, and he also smiles at that. So maybe he's starting to want to get a family, and now he's starting to get a little soft, like you said. He had to kept telling himself, no empathy. empathy makes you weak. He had to keep reminding himself, like, do not get feelings.
Even another way to expand on that, saying that he's like kind of just like your average guy. Like the first kill, the main job.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to keep his heartbeat under 60, but he keeps looking at the prostitute, and she's like putting on a performance. And let's be honest, this dude's just been sitting in isolation for 5 days.
Getting a little distracted.
Yeah, like I mean, that might be part of it. Like he kept looking back at her and looking back at her. And like, he's not just like looking back at her. I mean, he's...
Crosshairs on the titties.
He's kind of enjoying the show. And that, like, I even told you, I was like, well, damn, that's definitely getting the heart bumping. Like,
yeah.
That'll make your heart beat. Like, he's seeing this girl in lingerie, like, putting on a show, like, let's get it on, right on. Like, fuck my heartbeat being below 60. Like,
and then he ends up killing her.
Yeah.
And what a bad shot opportunity. There were so many other times he could have took that shot. And it didn't seem that far.
He's right across the street.
Yes.
This isn't some Chris Kyle kill.
Yeah, why do you need a 60 beats per minute, bro? Your fucking crosshairs look pretty steady to me.
Yeah, like, everything just didn't seem like the craziest stakes, I guess. Like, I mean, this wasn't like a kill from miles and miles away. Like, this was like your apartment building across from the next apartment building. Like,
yeah.
Like, I kept looking at the people, like his security, you know, the senator's security, and I'm like, can they really not see this guy?
Yeah.
Like, can
open
they really,
window.
Yeah, they really can't see this guy, like, in an open window, just standing up, like, sniper rifle just pointed right at him. Like, and it's just, it did not look like it was that far.
I would assume in real life it's probably the lighting outside will hide the dark shadow. But
yes,
yeah.
I assume that realistically they can't see him, but the fact of the matter is this just doesn't look like the longest of distances for an assassin to, like, make a good kill.
Yeah.
This looked like a layup to me, as far as, like, Hollywood movies have made it seem.
100%. It seemed easy.
Seemed like a pretty easy kill. I couldn't believe he botched it. When he did botch it, I was like, wait. I was kind of waiting for the twist, like, oh, it was her. Like, he was going after her. Like, oh.
Yeah.
No. But
it did a good job making you see the life of a hitman like this, and just the process and the waiting and the getting the kill, and then the waiting and the mantras and the dealing with the boredom, like I said in the beginning, which is cool to see. But at the end of the day, this is a movie, and that's not very entertaining.
yeah, you got to keep the audience captivated, or if anything, if you're gonna go the route that they went, and I liked it, they're giving you the killer's mind. Like, they're letting you, like, kind of hear how he thinks, how he tunes things out, and, like, lives in the moment. And that's how he's a successful killer, is, like, he turns off emotion, like, when it's actually, like, when he's in the fight. Like, you don't hear his thoughts then. You hear his thoughts immediately after, like, once the kill is confirmed. I like that. The problem was he kept repeating himself. At least that was the problem to me.
You
I didn't like that. I was like, dude, like, if we're gonna explore the mind of a killer, let's give the audience a little bit more.
Yeah, and have that thought process. I guess. Well, yeah.
I want to hear, like, if we're just gonna do that, let's hear how conflicted he really is.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I think it does a good job of that, because it's him having to repeat himself, because he has these mantras to stay disciplined, because you see he's a very disciplined-minded person. So a disciplined mind will say the same things to themselves. You know, they don't have to keep saying different things to convince themselves, because, like, you're truly in his mind the whole time. So, you know, I guess it does get kind of annoying, but
yeah, you're probably right. But if this is based on a book, there's no way that's what the book looked like.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if the graphic novel is any good, because the movie is not a good commercial.
No.
Not a good advertisement.
Nope.
I thought it was interesting about them showing a lot of brands, and there's a lot of brand names throughout the entire movie.
Amazon, Jeep.
WeWorks it's a shared workspace. Like, you can rent a WeWorks office if you're, like, a business that doesn't have an office.
That's that Netflix money.
Well, but what was cool about it, I think WeWorks just went out of business because during COVID, people didn't go to the office, and WeWorks was thriving, and then nobody wants to go back to the office. So these companies that were renting space were now like, whatever, everybody just work from home now. So it's funny. All right, it's smart of them to use WeWorks because it was like an old, rundown building that was empty. So it was a safe place for Hitman to stay because nobody's working out of a WeWorks anymore. But it also shows you how you would get away with these kills today. Like, it's in today's world. He's ordering shit on Amazon to go kill the people, and he's like, when he walks into the Florida guy's house, the Rock's house, the door goes beep beep, like how every security door does in most people's houses. So it's like today's world is a little bit trickier.
And it's funny that he thought that he was just hoping that the guy didn't hear it.
Yes, dude.
It's like, dude, he's an assassin. He totally heard that beep beep.
And his brain is trained to know what that beep beep means.
Yeah.
You hear that shit, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you're alone, and you hear beep beep.
Yeah.
You're on it.
Yeah. Okay. Game over.
Yeah, not a very good hitman.
He's not Jason Bourne.
Now, what does make sense, though, is the fact that he did a bad job on these because this isn't a job he was hired for. This is a job that he cares about. And he always says, I don't give a fuck. Well, he gave a fuck about this one.
Yep. So
he said that's what makes me so good is I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but then he says during the movie, he's like, still don't give a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's giving a fuck? Yeah, he asked himself, how's
not giving a fuck? Or are you still giving a fuck? Or still not giving a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... I mean...
That threw him off his game.
There's something to be said for this guy finally not getting the job done. Like, I get it. I get it. I just didn't think it was delivered well.
Yeah, this is probably... I haven't seen all of David Fincher's movies, but this is for sure my least favorite.
Go watch Gone Girl next. You Mercedes.
You liked it? Or you didn't like it?
Insane.
All right, yeah.
It's like... almost 3 hours long, but I'm telling you from beginning to end, nuts.
Bet. Yeah, I will watch it. This one, though, definitely lowest rank of the Fincher movies I've seen.
Yeah.
It almost just seemed like he didn't really care about the movie, to be honest to me. Like, it seemed like he just half-assed this movie.
He got that paycheck from Netflix, and he was like, I'm really not that hungry anymore.
Yeah, like, because I don't remember many commercials. I seen the one that was on YouTube, and it wasn't an ad. It was just like click so like, ooh, David Fincher has a movie. Let me watch this. But it wasn't like he was promoted, really. I didn't see much promotion. I did see a little bit on Netflix's Instagram. They posted it. But other than that, there wasn't much. So it seemed like he just didn't really care about this one. Or I don't know. It just didn't seem like it. I don't know. Didn't meet my expectations. I had a lot of high hopes for this one, to be honest. Like, I was excited to watch this movie because I'm like, ooh, sweet Hitman, Fincher, let's go.
Up to date. Like, this is a newer one.
New one.
I'm sorry.
Netflix releases some pretty good movies nowadays, so it's like, all right.
I am sorry, Kade. I want you to know I am sorry.
It was a letdown.
So, with that being said, let it be said and let it be done. I'll go first this time.
Okay, hold on. My 7 was a combative 7. So let me last movie. So let me put it in my head now. Okay.
How about we actually do this
at the same time?
3, 2, 1.
All right, hold on. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, 6. 4. Okay. 4 is all right. I gave it a 6 just because I thought the shots were cool, and I thought the film was well made, but
respect.
6 is pretty low on my scale generally.
Yeah. 4 is low on mine.
Yep.
So it's like we're pretty much giving it the same score.
Yeah. We just gotta whatever your scores, add 2, subtract 2. That's what mine is.
Yeah.
Don't
like to hate. Truly, you know, we always I always try to look for the good movies. I don't know about this guy. But I'll give it to you straight. Just was not a big fan of this movie. Like Kade said, let down. I'm hearing David Fincher. I'm hearing Hitman. I'm thinking, oh, this is about to be a classic. This is going to be ahead of its time. If there's genius in this movie, maybe we're idiots.
I'm sure there's a lot of deep study you can do on his character and his thought process and the mind of a killer. I'm sure there's a lot of deep dive stuff that you can get into if you rewatch it and study it. However, from just a watching standpoint, I didn't enjoy the watch. I was waiting for it to be over. I was like, thank God this isn't 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, we were kind of laughing about, like, just kind of how shitty it was getting.
Actually, we were hoping it got shittier.
Yeah.
There's times whenever, like...
I guess that's happened in the past with some podcasts.
Yep. Sisu,
yeah.
There was
At least that was action.
that one was exciting the whole time. Too exciting, in fact. This movie, like, there's a scene whenever after he gives the dog the pills and the dog wakes up and chases him out of the house. The dog's trying to jump over the fence to come get him. It's a tall, normal, standard size gated fence, or what's that? Normal metal fence that you have at a house. And I was thinking, just please God, let that dog jump over that fence and chase him.
I was kind of expecting it because he's
hilarious.
Well, because it would have been good too, because he finally did, like, the coolest thing he's done all movie was throwing that bottle. Oh God, what are they called?
Molotov cocktail.
Molotov,
yeah.
He finally throws it. It, like, goes through the doggy door. Like, it's like the perfect throw. And, like, it's like, bro, it's like his demeanor changed. The way he walks to the car, he's like, finally, like, fuck this. Like, that was so cool.
I do still have it.
Yeah. But then, like, as he's doing that, like, it would have been really funny to, like, see the dog, like, jump, get over, and, like, attack him.
Yep. Yeah. I'm glad. I thought for sure too. I was rooting for him to lose whenever the last girl, the hit girl, when she came in and was gonna stab him, she slipped, and I'm like, "You dumb motherfucker! You're gonna help her up, you dumbass!" Because he kind of stepped forward sincerely, like his face looked sincere as he stepped forward, but raises the gun instead of his hand. Yeah. And we're like, okay, whew. At least he's smart enough for this one. I was gonna say something about her. Oh, and it kind of haunts him too, I'm sure, because like you said, you'll remember this, because at the end of the day, if you think about it, he's killing her. He's doing to her what she did to him. Like, the same thing. There's no feeling. I guess there's feelings in this one, but, like, they do the same things. Like, he's done what she did so many times, and it just so happened to be him this time.
Yeah.
He's like, so you're killing me because I was trying to kill you because it was just money, and, you know, like, you understand this is just a job.
Yep.
Yeah, you're getting feelings, bro. You're getting feelings. And like you said, you get feelings, you start messing up.
True. In all aspects of everything. Not just killing.
Not just killing. A lot of killing.
Love killing.
Yeah. Very repetitive. Slow burn hitman movie. Like, what the hell? And just mid. If I had one word to call this movie, it would just be mid. Because it doesn't keep progressing. Like, there's not like it doesn't. Each different hit doesn't get better. It actually kind of goes up and down. It's like they don't build.
Remember when you asked me, like, you were like, do you, like, know exactly, like, who he's going after? And, like, I was like, yeah, he's, you know, going after the people that just kind of beat the shit out of his girlfriend and wife, whatever. You're like, okay, that is what I thought. And then, like, you said that, and I kind of looked. I was like, yeah, but, like, it just doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, I felt like I was missing a lot of information I needed to know. I felt like they weren't supplying me with what I needed to know about the storyline for a long period of time in the movie.
The way you do that with the movie is, like, you feel sympathetic. Like, you feel bad. I don't know.
What do you mean, feel bad?
You feel like they build some kind of story with the girlfriend and him.
Right.
To where it's like, oh, let's go get these fuckers. Like, I feel bad. But they didn't do that. And again, if they did that on purpose, I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like that decision. That's just me as a movie watcher, though.
Yeah, a lot of his history, a lot of the details of him as a person, a lot of the details of his job just get very quickly brushed over. And you're like, I was literally, like, I thought I just wasn't paying attention or something. I'm like, dude, like, did I miss something? Like, do you know what they're doing? Do you know who this guy is? Like, what is this going on? And, I mean, I knew as much as you did.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, damn, all right.
Yeah, I explained it, and you were like, yeah, that's what I thought. Like, okay.
Yeah, it was mid. I honestly don't recommend it, to be honest. It's not often that I don't recommend a movie that we watch, but to be honest with you, I don't really recommend this one.
This isn't even, like, It's not even like Sisu where it's like, yeah, go put that on and like
Experience that.
Put it on with the boys and just like laugh about how ridiculous. Like, no, there's just a very mundane movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just, all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. Okay. Like, let's call it.
Yeah, there's even no real passion in the kills. There's no evil. There's no good.
It's just, meh.
Even the evil kills, it's kind of like, well, he's just a killer. Like, he's just going to do it anyway to protect himself. So, yeah. Overall, mid.
It's a risk doing a movie like that. It's tough when you try to, like, make it realistic. When you finally are like, I don't want to make a typical Hollywood action hitman movie. But then you take the risk and it doesn't pay off. And it's like, Hollywood hitman movies are badass.
Mm-hmm.
When you do fill it with, like, action. Like, that is... You're the audience for the hitman action movie.
Mm-hmm.
They're going after people like you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't let them down.
I would have been fine with it being not as action-packed as long as it built.
Yes.
It was just very repetitive.
Like, that's still what action movies do. Like, they can still build and get you, like, more into it. You're like, oh, shit. Like, oh, no. Like, you know, there's got to be more tragedy. Mm-hmm. Like, that.
This movie's even labeled as a thriller, and not at one point was I hanging on the edge of my seat.
Never.
I was never worried. I never felt anything except for I said one thing, like, reaction was, oh, when he killed the old lady. That was it. I never had any other reaction. We laughed.
My other reaction was when he put the guy on the chair.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, whoa. But
it was just to the brutality of it. It wasn't even about the story or the character caring or I wasn't nervous ever. Wasn't excited really ever. If I don't get excited for a character, it's probably a good sign it wasn't very good. Like, you should get excited at some points. You should be rooting them on or something. Or not rooting them on. That's fine. Sometimes you don't have to.
You have to just have some kind of, like, emotion that you've drawn out of the audience that is done on purpose. Like, you're either rooting for or rooting against, but you can't just be like, we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
You can't, like, that to me, that's not what you want.
No. And I'll tell you what, you didn't watch the trailer for this?
No.
Wish I had the iPad. I'll show you after. If you haven't seen the trailer, watch the trailer. The trailer's badass. That's why I was so fucking excited, because the trailer,
it look action-packed.
Yeah, the trailer's the beginning speech he has of him talking about his methods, and he's stretching, and you see him, like, doing all the prep work, and you're like, oh, come on, here we go. Plop.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
David Fincher, I'm sorry we hated on this one, but I just don't think it's your best work.
Still the man. Still the man.
Can't wait for your next movie.
Yep. I'll watch the next movie, and I'll be hyped for it.
All right. Any final words, my good friend?
Have a good weekend. I'm about to.
Comes out on Monday, though. Have a good week.
Have a good week. To our audience, to the guy sitting next to me, you have a good weekend. And I'll see you next week.
We're out.